Sure, whatever you want.
Video output low, that's great. Hello everybody and welcome to TFYLP episode number 305. We're recording this in Chicago at TFCon USA 2018. I'm your host, Draw and Land, down here in the corner. Hi. We've got a whole gaggle of people here today. Robert Simmons.
Howdy.
Peter Chavez.
Forever Dustron.
Christian Russell.
Hello.
Lucas Bachman.
Hey.
Sergio Garcia.
Good evening.
Or Sergio Ada.
Also known as Sir Gaio in some circles.
Sir Guy, yeah.
Rick Alvarez.
What's up?
And
Donnie Brado.
Christ,
Tony
you don't
Brado.
know this?
It's only been 20 years, man.
Dude, I've had a long day. Chill. All right.
Welcome to the first ever 15-minute episode of TFYLP.
Just a little programming note. If the broadcast dies, we're recording this to the hard drive, so we will delete this audio. Don't keep rubbing my head. We will delete this video and upload the full podcast later if it dies, and we're just going to keep going. And I apologize, me off screen. It's just hard to do what we got. But hello, everyone. Nightwing, we see you there. So, right off the bat, did everybody have a good trip? Rick?
I am a large man, and I have a feeling that the seats are getting smaller and the people are getting larger. I'm 295 pounds of awesome. And
Well, you outweigh me.
yeah, well, you know, I'm heavy weights all day long, man. And I was just next to a guy that had the biggest coat. Like, I think he was like an Inuit who was like hunting seals on the plane. His coat was just like taking over both seats. And I was just like this the whole time, and it was just very uncomfortable. I was very verklempt. Mr. Chavez, I throw it to you, Mr. Pita, please.
Oh, I had a good trip. I don't know. My flight got delayed because someone was getting arrested on the plane as it landed.
Florida.
Yeah.
Jeez, Florida
I'm from
man.
Florida, so yeah.
He's Florida man.
I am Florida man in the house today. Not the one that's on the news from today. Different one. But yeah, otherwise my flight was pretty good. Tiny seats. Awful.
Tiny seats, kind of like clowns, tiny hands.
Christian.
Fine, nothing to report.
Wow.
I sat at the back of the plane and caught Pokemon while it unloaded.
Wow.
That was fun.
There were Pokemon on the plane?
You should have sat in the
Good
front
time.
and farted and let it just
No.
waft to the
Well,
back.
with my special work deal that allowed me to be here, we had to buy the back of the plane seats.
Oh.
But I did make it, and work paid for it. So
Work paid
Sar-
for it. He's here for free.
Sargia.
Free trip, people.
Sorry.
Free trip. Get
Not
a job
free.
where you
flight.
have a free
free
trip.
flights.
Free flight.
Sargia.
Man, it was a tough 30 minutes getting here. I got stuck in traffic.
Yeah. Did your car rub?
Was
Oh, yeah.
Car
yeah,
scraped
was the
on
seat
ground hallway.
uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
car sucks, by the way. I'm just saying that on live
No,
broadcast.
his car got us back here way too quickly. It was amazing.
Really?
We were here ready to start at 6, and you were
Yeah,
not.
we
But that's
Nice.
okay. We
Well,
we
I was.
hauled
The
ass
computer
back.
was not. The computer was not.
I had to finish all 3 of my beers in time to be here at 6.
Yes.
You could have
At the
that
same
before you work.
time.
Lucas, do you have a?
Yeah, not a problem at all. Came up from Kansas City, so it was a smooth 8-hour drive. So no problem.
It's not that bad.
8 hours? Huh? Okay. And Robert.
I drove up with Black Arachnia, who vomited 3 times.
Oh.
So that was
Lovely.
cool.
In your car?
No,
Oh.
next to it, and they were all controlled vomits.
It's
You know.
worse, I think, when you're following the person who's vomiting. If you're in the car behind them and they stick their head out,
Oh, we were
because
stopped.
the wind.
We were
okay,
stopped.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
He was like, I think I might need to vomit. I was like, should I get off at the next exit? Yeah, we probably should. So I get up there and I parked at the gas. Like, I'm gonna go take a piss. He's like, cool. And he was like, yeah. I was like, I feel better. It was very just matter of fact.
All right.
Like scratching your ear or something,
Okay.
What? Do you want to introduce your friend?
Oh, this is my friend. This is my new hetero life mate.
How you doing,
This is
guys?
John. He's
Still
from
don't know what I'm getting
Canada.
myself into.
He really just does not know what he got into this weekend because we've never met in person before. Now he's rooming with me this weekend.
All these people
He's
out
from-
here for
Something,
toys.
something
from
about
the-
black and white socks on the door handle. I still
Yeah.
haven't got that one straightened out.
So the White Sox mean go away. The Black Sox mean you can come in
All right.
and join.
As
Just
you
don't
can-
be that creepy guy that stands in the
Oh,
corner.
I'm gonna sit in the
okay?
corner and eat
I
my
mean,
pizza.
As
I
you
know
can tell,
every
he's
word you need to
Canadian.
witness. But
So, you're part of the RoboPimps group, as you can see the shirt.
Yeah, my first Transformers group on Facebook, and thanks to them, I've spent lots and lots of money on this hobby. But I've got a lot of good pieces, met a lot of cool people. There's a bunch of you here right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this has kind of got me deeper into the hobby.
Yeah.
It's kind of got me from closet to out of closet, but not gay.
Yeah. Well, there's no.
there's
That's
nothing
fine.
wrong with
Not
that.
that there's
No.
anything
Yeah.
wrong.
No, there's nothing wrong with
Well, I mean, a lot of people. A few podcasts ago, I mentioned that I got a vintage stepper through a raffle, and it was on the RoboPimps group. So if you're lucky enough to be part of the group, because he has to approve you, and
It's kind of an invitation only type thing.
Yeah.
We're a small clique. Yeah, everybody kind of understands the rules.
so don't be a dick, and you might get invited.
Right.
But once you're in and you're accepted, then you can be a dick.
Yeah. Just
In a
I
good
got
way.
invited.
What?
All
You
right.
didn't invite me?
We have to start with Ouch My Wallet.
Been here for like
okay. Out my wallet.
Oof.
Some of us have already spent money, even though the dealer room isn't completely set up yet. Oh my God!
Whoa.
You bet. That's one of the few Transformers I still need.
It's the last mold I haven't bought, and it's a MicroMaster base.
Now, for the audio listeners, what are you holding up?
G1 Grandis, complete, white as fuck.
I
So
have
white
the
because
Brave
it's a
version.
Trump rally.
I don't have the. Well, I'm sorry. What did you say?
You heard
No,
it.
nothing. Nothing.
It's so white. It's a Trump rally.
I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't happen.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
No, no, sorry.
Nice.
Is it my Spanish oils? Is
No,
that why I
no
can't
one's
touch
touching
it?
it but me. That's
I touched the box.
If I have to get up out of the seat,
Touch it, Peter. Touch it.
no.
I will respect.
Yeah, it's been on my list for a long time. It's literally like the last thing I had. Like the only mold I don't have something of. Like there's some repaints like Guard City and Battle Gaia and Great Shot that I don't have, but last mold I didn't have, and Transformer Online had it, so I bought it.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Is that the only
Very
release
nice.
of him, or is he being released?
He
in
was
different packaging and
engraved
whatnot?
as DAG base with
Yeah.
a few different colors and less parts.
Yeah. So I have the Brave version, but
A lot
Do you
of
have
us
this
have
Micromaster?
Brave version.
No, I don't. He's not on the list to get
Wow.
here.
Yeah.
I stuck to America because I'll
You
never
need
be able to have that.
Put him on the list.
I can't.
Never say
You can have
never.
anything. You just gotta not buy a lot of other stuff.
Well,
And I have several conventions I haven't bought things because I got it all. So yeah,
Are you willing to say how much you gave for it?
$12.50.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Tony, you have 3 of them at your table, though, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like $100 each.
Well, no, as white as that,
So-
that's hard to get.
Yeah.
I have Ouch My Wallet, but I don't have it here because I got it.
You can talk about it, damn it.
I
Phantom
got
Ouch My
one
Wallet?
of the rare Transformer snowboards.
Transformer snowboard.
Yeah, they were Transformer snowboards. They were produced in 2002. There's, I believe, 5 of them. There may be 6. They were produced using Dreamwave art, Don Figueroa art. So I have the War Within one, which is the War Within. I believe it's the comic where you open it out.
Mhm.
Like the cover is like the front and the back, and it's the Autobots and Decepticons on one side. So I have that on the snowboard, and it's still sealed. It came like wrapped in plastic, and
That's unusual at that.
it's one of those weird things. I gotta find the right place to hang it up. I think I'm gonna put it on this.
Yeah, did you get it here at the show, or?
No, this was back home.
Okay.
This was I know a guy.
So
who
you
knew a guy
spend
who
money
got-
on
who got
Transformer
fired
items,
from
not
Hasbro.
even at home.
Yeah, sometimes when people get retired from the big H, they come knocking and they say, "Hey, do you want this?"
And you're like, hell yeah.
"Oh yeah, that's not worth anything." Yeah, and then they look it up,
$5.
and then $400 later, I got a snowboard I'll never ride.
Because you're not a snowboarder. You are not Tony Hawk. I guess he does that.
Tony Hawk's not a snowboarder.
Who does that?
God, you're so.
I don't do that crap.
Travis Pastrana, maybe?
Okay.
Who has a video game about snowboarding?
It's
Shaun White?
Shaun White.
Okay.
SSS Tricky.
The Target clothing guy? I
He's
don't
a
know.
fellow ginger.
Whatever.
Do you want to know each other?
So,
We do.
so Sergio, you got something that you wasted money on a while ago.
It's alright. Well, I also got the reissue Hot Rod, but he's in the car.
I think he's selling this to me actually.
Nah, I like it. Well, maybe. I don't know.
This is the Studio Series number 14 Ironhide.
He's okay. It's okay.
You sound convinced. He's okay.
Yeah.
You really
It is-
sound
It
like
is.
you.
It is okay. It's. I don't know.
Tell us
There
about
hasn't. Well, other than the leader, there really hasn't been a good movie.
I
They
don't
kinda
think
all
the Studio
suck.
Series are really meant to be in vehicle form. I think they're more of like, hey, look how awesome the robot mode is.
But the robot mode isn't awesome. So.
Touche.
Want to say a shout out to Mega 808 Mega 81. Good to see you joining us today. If you have, as always, if you have any questions for the cast here, feel free to ask them in the live chat. Tweet them at us at TFYLP, or go to our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/TFYLP. Check out our Facebook page. We're going to be doing a lot of updates throughout the weekend. I know I'm going to. Peter is. Lucas is. We're going to do some live videos from the show, from the panels if we can, and the display room.
You guys should record my panel.
Sure.
So I'm doing a panel on Sunday, I think at 2, on stuff that never came out. I think for some reason Colin really wants me to focus on movie stuff. So I'm just going to throw it out and say, hey, ask me about this and this and this.
Are you going to talk about that?
About what?
Okay.
Nice.
I'm just shitting with you, man. You're like,
Wow.
I didn't hear what you said.
Is it weird that we're all in the same room together?
It is.
Like, I feel like we should all have our shirts off.
yeah.
It is hot in here.
I usually,
It is really hot.
Full disclosure, I usually podcast from my underwear. Just
Right.
yeah. Just
So we're-
because you only see me from the waist up. You
We
know?
need to get Tony a chair.
We lost something.
No,
No, just minimize.
Oh.
Okay.
It's
So we're here at TFCon
Woo!
in Chicago.
Woo!
Chicago.
And we saw the dealer room. It's a pretty decent dealer room.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's really big.
Huge.
That's one of the biggest dealer rooms I've seen in a
Bigly.
long time.
We
A lot
have
of
some
people are
sad news
saying, I'm hearing
that
that these are really big dealer rooms. Everyone is there. All the toys. Yeah.
Trust me.
We have some sad news. Bud Davis
That I
couldn't
can
be
tell.
here this weekend. We wish
Who
him-
was Bud Davis now?
He was the voice of Generation 1's Metroplex and Dirge, Predaking. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here this weekend, so we wish him a speedy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like 90 years old.
Yeah.
So.
And that happens, but there's still some really great guests from.
There's a ton.
Oh, yeah.
Ton of guests.
Anybody know the full list right off the top of their head?
Rob.
The voice of Cheetor.
Yeah, James Conrad. Alec Willows is here. He's the voice of Tarantulas. We've got James Roberts here.
Casey Collar, King
Casey
Christensen,
Arlene.
Wanna get Christian?
Sarah.
Carly, the voice of Carly is here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Arlene Banas, yes.
Banas, thank you.
Flint Dilly's here.
Flint Dilly's here,
So,
I'm here.
yeah,
Christian's
and by the way, did
Chip
you
is
get
in
a
the house.
Ouch My Wallet?
It's not really an ouch, but I did get the G1 reissue Bumblebee.
It's your first too.
It's my first Bumblebee I've ever had.
Both of those are way better.
Not the
brands.
character.
First time.
Just the first time I had this mold.
He's a G1 Bumblebee virgin.
It's true.
And he actually has rubber tires in that one too.
Does he?
Yeah.
Cool.
Did the original not? Or-
Yeah, I think some of the keychain
Yeah, the
ones had
original
plastic.
road.
Yeah.
Boom.
Anybody else have an Ouch My Wallet so far?
Nothing yet.
Nothing
I
yet?
paid
$30 for
at the
dinner.
end of the weekend, I'll have a big LG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next
my,
week's show will be.
It's probably
My
going to be
wife,
about $1,000 LG.
Wow.
my
You've
wife gave me a budget of $300, and
already spent
I just paid off my credit card, like the full balance, so I have like $6,000 available right now.
I don't have.
Just drink your
nearly
budget.
that.
Sugar daddy.
So you tell your wife it's 300, but it's really like
3,000.
I'm pretty sure I'm walking out of here with a sealed Grand Maximus. We'll see.
I'm done for the weekend.
Oh, really?
That was my one and done.
That was
Just
your-
splurge.
His
Was
lawyer
that
holds
a
on to
grail?
one toy.
Do you have a grail at all, or is that up there?
I don't really do grills.
No.
It's just always what's left, what's next.
Rob has a ridiculous collection.
Peter's seen it.
Yeah.
I have a top 10 list, but I collect so much from so many different areas that it's kind of whatever catches my eye at any particular moment. I haven't been to a convention since TFCon in North Carolina. And I'm walking through this dealer room and I'm looking at all the things that I don't have. All the movie The Best toys, all the third-party guys. Gabriel. I'm definitely getting a Gabriel this weekend.
It's excellent.
It's excelente.
Excelente.
Muy excelente.
Some people say Gabriel. It's actually Gabriel. They don't know that. Like it's not pronounced Ravage. It's Ravage. They just some people are ignorant. They just don't know.
So, I think this is the very first time that we've had, or the biggest group of TFYLP cast members at one time. I think we've had like 2 or 3 at most ever. So this is the first time we've ever had this many TFYLP
Historic
cast
circle
members.
jerk.
Yes, it is a historic episode.
The smells are pretty epic
Yes.
in this room.
It's a pretty warm room.
It's not.
Actually,
Yes.
you know, I feel like winter when you walk
It's-
outside.
the methane is building up in the room.
The very first time we ever broadcast from a TFCon was with you and Aaron Archer.
Old Man Archer?
Yeah, at the very first TFCon USA.
Unfortunately, Aaron couldn't be here this weekend. He had to cancel last minute.
I was really hoping he'd be here too.
I'm happy to sign his name on whatever.
Are you as a dealer set up as again this year?
So, do you want to pimp your booth real quick?
Tony Prado, he's been a dealer for over 20 years. He's the owner of Tempting Toys. He's one of the 7 people that have been to every single BotCon ever. Tony travels to Japan probably 10 times a year.
No, 5.
5. It's he's getting old.
Oh,
now,
only
so.
5.
The cost of flying is
5.
increased, right?
5 now, but Tony. So this is you've seen BotCon from the very first show to the very last show. You've been to a number of TFCons. You've been to a number of CyberCon expos. You've been to what is the big show in Japan? What's the big show you do?
Wonderfest?
Wonderfest and Superfest a lot.
Wonderfest, Superfest.
Yeah.
You've been to San Diego Comic-Con. What?
I did not go to HasCon, but
Yeah.
No one did.
we could have. I was visiting him, and he's like, you can go for the day. I'm like, no, thanks.
So what is your opinion so far of what you see?
Well, we do the Godzilla show here in this hotel every year for like the last 20 years.
So you're familiar with this?
Yeah, this hotel I'm very familiar with. The dealer room's about double the size of the Godzilla, because Godzilla, even though there's a lot of people that come to that show, there's a very small number of dealers. So I'm surprised that he was able to expand the room and fill it with all the dealers, which is exciting. It's pretty good turnout. We do some local shows in LA, some remote shows and stuff like that, but it's not quite the same as a BotCon or TFCon. I never went to TFCon in Canada, but I've been to the few. We went to North Carolina together, and I did the one they had the Hyatt here in Chicago a few years ago. I think that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't go last year. It's not because I didn't want it. It was just conflicting schedules. Same thing with the one in Canada. That was always fall on a same weekend as the show in Japan until recently. But it's just I don't do that show because of just the problems with getting things over the border and then coming back. So and I'm sure you guys know all the story with all the other vendors that have problems with that. So
one of the things I've noticed about this show is that the guest and the dealer are all in the same room this year, which I think makes it a little better.
Yeah. Well, the Capture Prey booth is right across the aisle from Alec Willows, the voice of Tarantulas. So if you see Alec Willows, just turn around and that's where the Capture Prey booth is. But the guests are really awesome that they have. A lot of Beast Wars guests, a few G1, a lot of comic.
Has the voice of Carly ever done a show before?
She did the last ever Slagathon.
Okay.
Along with the very last convention appearance of Buster Jones.
Okay, before he passed.
Before he passed away. So it would be great to see Arlene Bannis again.
And I think this was supposed to be Bud Davis's first show ever. So hopefully, in the future he'll be able to attend.
Is that the Cheetor voice?
No. Metroplex.
Oh yeah.
So we also have someone who's a part of my entourage. John, he's from Canada, and despite being from Canada, he's never been to a TFCon in Canada. This is his first TFCon. This is his first Transformers convention.
First time Chicago.
So we got you into the dealer room a little earlier.
I got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we got you in there a little earlier. You got to see how the setup is. This is your first convention. What has been your experience so far? Was it as big as you expected it?
There's a lot of wallet potential, wallet damaging potential here for anyone that comes here that they want to find something. It's going to be here, whether or not you have a damaged bot at home that you need to find parts for, or you got an Optimus Prime missing a fist. It's going to be here. You got third parties that I've seen. You've got all the master, you got everything here. So it really, and as you touched earlier, I've heard about conventions and other things where they have everything in separate rooms. So there might be a guy or a few guys in one room over there.
Even if they don't have a dealer table, they may have something in a room.
And they might have 10 people. Whoa, what's going on here? We'll walk in there for 5 seconds and walk out, and the guy sees no one.
Nice to big night.
With what you said is all the guests and the dealers in the same. You're going to have the traffic to the dealers, and the traffic is going to walk right by the guests. So they're going to obviously be curious. Who's this? Oh, wow, this is cool. I remember that. I remember the voice for Metroplex. That's so cool. That's now you can put a face to that. So, and then you can go and get your picture, autograph, whatever you need. But I have a question.
Yes.
You guys mentioned BotCon. Fundamentally, what's the difference between BotCon and TFCon? Is there a difference, or is it
no Hasbro
continuation?
No Hasbro.
No Hasbro at all.
It's fan run.
It's fan run. No Hasbro, and the heavier influence of third party.
So BotCon was a corporate type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It became such in later years. Early on,
Tony, you can speak more to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. Always Hasbro supported in one way, but yeah. Well, I guess when Fun Publications took over, he did the G.I. Joe show, and but I'll tell you one thing: if he had not taken over, I don't know what would have happened, because it was kind of.
It was shaky.
Well, OTFCC was
the
was
official
the
one.
official show at the time,
And he was.
And
That
right
all
down the
crashed and
street, by the
burned.
way.
that crashed and burned.
I mean,
So
a lot of us, everybody that was going there at the time knows what went on, so I don't need to rehash it. So, but yeah, it was, it was kind of like a double-edged sword when Fun Pub people didn't like it, but then it still continued.
Fun Pub took it a long way. I mean, they had it over a decade.
Yeah.
12 years.
12 years.
12 shows.
lots of exclusive.
Lots of
fairs.
exclusives,
God.
and I can't sit here and bash Fun Pub because
Sure you can.
they put
I can.
not totally, because they did put on some good shows.
Definitely.
I'm not saying that it
And there
was
were some
without
great
its
toys.
flaws, and there were
Yeah.
some great
Yeah.
great toys. It's not without its flaws, but hell, even TFCon's not without its flaws.
Yeah.
I think it would benefit from an official presence of Hasbro. But because of the third party, that's not going to happen. They just.
One thing I'd like to clear up is because I've heard some people that thought, oh, TFCon is all third party.
It's not.
And that is completely
Not at all.
not the case. It's just third party is a big part of our fandom, and TFCon is like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And Hasbro gave them an ultimatum. They said, because Hasbro used to show up to TFCon in Canada, and said, hey, stop the third party stuff, or we're not going to show up anymore. And they said, okay, bye.
Don't show
sorry. But there's the third party stuff is there's a one panel of third party product previews, which is like every third party company in a rush in an hour.
Rapid fire. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah,
Bam.
and then in the dealer room there's third party stuff, but there's also wall to wall G1. Again,
Yes.
like I just found a Grandest there in the dealer room, but like there was also Grand Max and Star Saber, Victory
You
Leo.
can find
He had-
everything from G1
He
all the
had
way to
two
Power
guard
Primes.
cities, not one but two guard
He's
cities.
got a black Zorak in the box. He's got
Yeah.
2 blue Bacchuses, 2 black Shadows, all the pretenders, all the U.S. pretenders in their boxes. The Transformer
Yeah.
Land booth is nuts this year.
Yeah, and there's other
Nuts.
places that are just G1. It's just it's all here now instead of being a slice of it.
It's
not
almost
the
like
third party
TFCon
convention.
now since BotCon died. It's almost like TFCon is BotCon on steroids.
TFCon
In a way.
feels like some of the pre-Fun Pub BotCons to me. It really
Yeah,
does.
absolutely. Yeah.
But the advantage without Hasbro being there, they're not dictating that you have to do this or you have to do that. But there's still a lot of influence with all the G1 actors that are coming, and Rick being here, different people like
And the
that.
comic book writers and artists.
Artists,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, there's still a lot of official, even though you have the unofficial stuff as well.
Yeah, like the only things we're missing that Hasbro bought was obviously the product previews, but the past few years it got to where San Diego Comic Con is where most of that happened. Less and less of that happened at BotCon.
Yeah.
And then, to be blunt, an ever revolving door of the marketing team or of the brand team. It's like they'll be there one year, somebody different next year.
Yeah.
So Hasbro's going through layoffs right now.
Yeah.
And the life expectancy is about 2 years at Hasbro. I lasted longer than that, and there's some people that have lasted 20 years. But the toyscape is changing. How we shop is changing. Where we shop is changing. What we're willing to pay for things is changing. And the dynamics of the toy industry itself is skewing into two directions, where it's very young and it's on the other side of the spectrum, it's collectible. And we're here representing that collectible side of it, which is much smaller, but very focused and very passionate. And because it's the collector stuff, you can't find that in stores. So to see all these people here who've traveled so far away, traveled from other countries to be here,
Even Canada.
even places as far away from Illinois as Canada.
Yeah.
It's really great to have that sense of camaraderie. I really miss it. I haven't been to a show in 4 years. I really miss the feeling I get from being here and being able to see people, and people I haven't seen in years just coming up to me, giving me hugs, and I check my wallet after they're done hugging me.
Especially Sergio.
But one
Yeah.
thing you said about you can't find. There's another thing you cannot find in a store. You can't find the community there.
Absolutely.
You right here, you got the community. You got like the heartbeat of the community here. And when I walked in, you asked me what did I notice. One of the first thing is, Rick. I walk out. Here he's walking out, and he goes, "I sensed your presence." I'm like, "All right, cool. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you in person." Took me to meet everyone. And I'm like, and everyone's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Everyone's like positive and glad to meet you. There's no standoffishness or nothing. Everyone's like, hey, how's it going?
You're just green. That's all.
I might be.
There's plenty of standoffishness.
I'm talking.
There are plenty of people that do not get along here.
Well, that's
including people who don't get along with me.
If they don't get along, they don't get along,
What?
right? But
Really?
People
Yeah, I've been told I'm a bit
polarizing. A lot of the same people. Like I started going to BotCon.
I'm a bit abrasive.
It's the same people, like all the way through.
Now-
It's great to see that a lot of the BotCon regulars are still they made the jump and they're here. And
Souza. Like when I
Yeah,
first
yeah,
saw
Souza,
him.
Yeah.
What was he? I think the first TFCon he did was at the I think we saw. Did we see him at the Canada one too?
Yes.
I think so. But I
think
remember
yes.
seeing him at a TFCon and I was like, holy shit.
We saw him in
came-
Chicago last time I was here.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
probably what I'm
totally,
thinking
yeah.
of. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
I think they were in North Carolina too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and at JoeCon in 16 in
Really?
Orlando. Yeah,
That was the last show.
Should
Tom.
we-
no, it was next to last JoeCon. The last one was in Chattanooga last year.
Okay.
Should we
No,
go
this year-
around the
this year.
table
Sorry,
and
sorry.
just ask if there's anything specific anyone's looking for?
Well, before I do that, I want to finish the stores. We talked about tempting toys. You're with a booth this year, aren't you, Lucas?
Yes. So Aaron Rubin and Charlie Hoyt, Hooked on Toys. They both have a booth, so they've got a lot of G1 stuff. They've got a lot of official Hasbro stuff as well. They actually have a lot of my masterpiece that I sold to them. So come by the booth and check it out. They got a lot of good deals.
And website for Hooked on Toys?
He has a Facebook page,
Okay, Facebook.
Hooked on Toys. Yep.
Okay.
And then tonight too as well. He'll have like a room party too.
Sweet. You've got a website too.
Yeah, temptingcollectibles.com.
All right.
I'd like to throw out I'm here with Nick G of Big Ten Robot, and so you can Google it and find it. And he is right behind the Captured Prey booth, and he's got a bunch of stuff, including some of Christian Russell's stuff that bought his collection and is selling it. And right next to Big Ten Robots is
Me.
Serge.
I'm selling a bunch of my stuff.
Yeah, it's all because
We're all in the same area.
It's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
and like right across from us is Brett is right there with Megamus.
Yeah, so we got like the whole gang and like the
Yeah, it's
condensed
awesome.
area.
It's like
Be right there
everything that
together.
you need at TFCon is literally right in a small.
You don't even have to walk. You just
Yeah.
turn around.
You can just yell,
Yeah.
"Hey, give me that."
Hey, you got this?
It's the TFLP section.
Yeah. But I mean, you got to support Sergio because he's got to be able to pay for his car that he intentionally damages all the freaking time.
Yeah.
So
And for more anime titty stickers.
yeah,
More
animated,
anime titties.
big effing animated,
Just giant, huge.
huge.
And you can just grab them. They let you.
Oh my god.
They grab so big they grab back.
Now, are you gonna gravitate from huge freaking anime titties on your car to hentai?
Eventually.
Like maybe paint some tentacles on the front of your hood,
That's a bit much. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's
So
like
Christian, that's a cool watch you're wearing. That's
wait, you're wearing
stylish.
a watch?
My special
Who wears a
watch?
watch anymore?
That's really cool.
Yeah, Grandpa.
It's 2018. Just pull it out of your pocket.
Jeez, guys.
It's just
Get with the
stylish.
time.
Oh.
All right, you was wanting to move on to something else.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if people had a list or maybe like that one thing they want to get this show. Like for me, I want to get Gabriel. I brought the right size suitcase.
La Google Gabriel.
I necesito comprarle Gabriel.
Have you seen that box? How big is your
Here.
suitcase?
Oh,
I mean, it's going
I
to fit the
I
suitcase.
could fit both my kids in my suitcase. All right.
What's up?
No, he was asking. He asked a question.
So Gabriel, do you have it, John from Canada?
Honestly, I don't have a grail at the moment. It's more for me. It's more the thrill of the hunt. Finding something that just catches my eye. That's kind of like in the back corner there. I'm like, oh, I gotta look at. Oh, I need that. Right?
There's a
And it
lot of
sounds-
corners.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the thrill of the hunt.
There's 4 corners in that room.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a thrill of the hunt. There's something that'll
corners.
catch my eye. I'm like,
Three.
whoa. Yeah, look at that a little closer. I gotta have it. So it's more something that gets me, pulls at me as I find it.
Gives you a half chub.
That's more than looking for it. It's as I find it. That's
More
what it
often
pulls.
than not, that's probably the best and most fun that you'll have whenever you're in the dealer room. Don't really have anything you're looking for, but you see something other. I want that.
I'm always looking for G1 like merchandise, like tchotchke stuff. Like somebody on the RoboPimps page posted a lunch bag from 1985, a Transformers paper lunch bag.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I
it's all
saw
smashed up.
that.
It was in their basement,
He
right?
found it in his basement.
I
Yeah.
could not
Yeah.
believe it. I've never seen
like-
it. That's why I love Transformers, because I'll collect for the rest of my life, and there'll still be stuff from the early '80s that I never knew existed.
Some weird merchandising garbage.
I've got
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
merch.
So
Transformers the
They
toilet
license
paper.
a lot of stuff.
So, Robert, we know what your grail was.
Like literally, I was like, the only thing I'm
already
looking
have
for
it
is
now.
Grandis, and I
Pie-
found it.
Pietro.
So
I have it's not a grail list or anything. I mostly am just wandering around and collecting all the third-party stuff that's been on my back burner for a while. So, like my MMC Eupatorium, Colossus, the Machine Wars Optimus Prime, from the same mold. I'm just cleaning up, nothing major.
and you found one of them.
I found one of them. It's kind of being held. Yeah.
Christian.
Nothing specific. Maybe Unique Toys Challenger.
Sarge.
That Perfect Effect Beast Megatron.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Even
I saw
though Bobby
pictures.
Skullface gave it a crap review.
It just even
beautiful, though.
yeah
It is
even
beautiful.
He is beautiful.
even
yeah.
if I don't get to touch it, like just display it. Oh my
Maybe
God.
it's just like a statue piece.
Yeah,
and you
it just wow. It looks
Wow.
I saw it in person because the
Wow.
Wow.
The Chosen Prime.
Chosen Prime.
Wow.
Chosen Prime is right
Wow.
across from me.
Facebook algorithms.
Wow.
I'm impressed.
Wow.
Lucas, please.
Every show I say I'm not going to buy something, and then
Lies.
you know, whatever, $500 later, you know, I have a suitcase full of stuff. So I'm looking for some European G2 figures to see if anyone has that. I'm hoping that maybe there's some crazy third-party stuff that just got released, like Make Toys somehow, you know, throw something out there like they did Galaxy Meteor last year, something like that. So.
Tony, you're trying to sell stuff, so I'll skip you.
No, I
Actually,
like that.
Dino
I like
Box.
that Perfect Effect Beast Megatron. I saw that at Frankenson's last week. It's pretty amazing. You know, I like some of the new Hot Toy stuff. You know, like the superhero stuff. But
And there are some non-Transformer items here.
Oh, yeah,
I looked
but I
around.
mean,
There's
that
some
that
He-Man
figure is
stuff
kind of on
and-
par with stuff like that.
Masks,
That's
I
why I
saw
really like
masks
it.
is a lot here.
There's a
There's
Wheeled
a
Warrior
Wheeled
piece that was
Warrior
sealed
piece.
that I was tempted. He wanted 125 for it.
Not
One of
the-
the Wheeled Warrior
Not
Yeah,
the
pieces.
some of that Transformer
Trailblazer.
stuff is
It wasn't the
fun.
Trailblazer. It was the Monster Minds version of the Trailblazer, the big walking thing. Yeah.
Durin's Day. What do you want to buy?
I brought my.
There it is.
Yes, yes,
There it is.
yes, the bag.
I asked him
Like,
if he
seriously,
consider
wait,
selling.
what-
I'd put that in a frame.
Rarest bag.
Yeah.
Put my lunch in there.
I brought my X-Transbots Elegos. I love it. It's their version of Cyclonus. I love it. But if I can pick up Fans Toys Quietus, I'm going to replace it.
One of these
Anyways.
Yeah. If I can unload it, then I'm going to buy Quietus. I know Capture Prey's got that in stock, at least limited stock. I do have my eye on X-Transbots Savant, which is Skids. And if I can locate a Power Baser, an original Power Baser from Fans Hobby, I'd like to get that.
What do you mean by original?
Just the original color, not the black
Not
one.
the
I
black.
Oh,
found
okay,
a
got
black
it.
one, but
Okay.
We'll keep an eye out.
What's wrong with the black one?
I just don't want the black one.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, he is from
Wow. Wow.
Kentucky.
Mitch
What are you
McConnell.
saying? I'm hurt by that.
Wow.
Anyway, that I mean anything else that if I can afford it, you know, I'd like that. But I don't have a huge budget here.
So it's at 7:35. How many beers deep are we each?
We have 3.
I'm 3.
Zero in a
Yeah.
bad
Really?
bottle.
There's a lot of rookies here. Looks like
Maybe
that
they're
just
right.
haven't had it.
Not enough. Not enough.
I am ready for the alcohol.
One of my favorite BotCons ever was BotCon 94, the unofficial BotCon, because there was an OTFCC,
2004.
aka
Yeah, let's say not 94.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
94. Holy moly.
So it was 2004, thank you. 2004 in California. And part of the deal with the convention center, John and Carl got this huge room. There was this giant bed in it. My at the time, my girl, now she's my first wife. We got to sleep in this huge bed. But one of my favorite BotCon experiences was we took the tub and we filled it with ice and so much beer and
Nice.
drinks. It was like the whole TFW 2005 crew at the time. We would just drank that whole night. The security had to shut the party down.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then everybody left, and then my wife and I, we had another room, but we were like, fuck, let's just sleep in this room.
Yeah, there's a cool courtyard at this hotel that everybody hangs out at other shows. So.
That's a great story.
There's a pool here.
So,
Hey, what's everyone's first? Okay, this is my first experience. If we have time.
Like my 18th.
No, but what does is that select for you? Whoever wants to comment. What did you take away from your first ever BotCon or Transformers TFCon or any kind of Transformers related convention?
Really good
A lot of
What
toys.
was no other than spending money.
Rick?
What did you take away from it?
for me, I got to meet, my first convention was 2001, Durham, BotCon. I met Simon Furman for the first time. I think years now later, we're cool, we're friends. And I definitely got taken advantage of because I didn't realize that you could buy the exclusives. Like, I bought the exclusives and I kept the set, but then I bought the exclusives and then I wanted to trade them, and one of the dealers gave me way under like what the credit was for it.
Wow.
He's right behind
And
And they're friends ever since.
Burned you.
yeah, I got burned. I didn't realize until later, but it was the Tigatron RC.
Which actually,
Exclusives.
Ray has those on the table for sale right now.
For sale.
But you could get them again.
It was my first convention. I knew like this is the place. I love it. I love going to conventions.
My first was 2006 in Kentucky at the BotCon there, and didn't know what I was doing. I just stayed in the dealer room the entire time, and like I kind of was mad about it because like the whole Beast Wars cast was there, and like I didn't go to any of the panels or whatever. And I learned later on like you need to mix it up, you know, take advantage of some of the other stuff there instead of just. But I just got so overwhelmed by my first dealer room. Yeah.
One thing I've learned over the years is that it definitely helps if you have a table in the room, because you can just buy stuff and then bring it to your table and hide it behind your table and not carry it around. So, I've also thought about bringing a Toys R Us shopping cart with me and just pushing it around.
By the way, we still have Toys R Us in Canada.
Don't rub it in.
Here's a dealer idea I had. So Toys R Us was going out of business. I may have borrowed a few carts from Toys R Us. I was thinking, what if I bring the carts and I rent them out at the show? So you can just push the cart around the dealer floor, and at the end of the convention, you just give the cart back, and I give you half your deposit back. What do you think about that?
Half the deposit. That's a good money maker.
I think that's a ripoff, but
It would be
It's
a
the
nightmare.
TRU experience.
It's a nightmare pushing a cart around a dealer room.
Just think of it as a bulky wheelchair.
the prerequisite whenever you rent a cart, you have to walk around whistling the theme song to the commercial.
Who can do that right now?
Peter, what's your takeaway from your first convention?
My first convention was TransCon 1997. It was done by Men in Black. I think you
Onyx
were there.
Primal.
I was there.
You were there.
Onyx
Toledo?
Primal.
No, that was here. TransCon 98 was Toledo.
98 was
Yeah.
okay.
And I'd just gotten online a couple like a year before, so Twin Cast, Sound Blaster, all the Japanese stuff was new to my brain, and I was like, what the, so what I took away was just there's a whole other world. I was mostly done with G1 America by then, and there's this whole other world of Transformers that I would be able to invest in and collect and chase around, and I've been doing it forever.
Lucas, to you.
My first
show.
convention was TF Expo in 2015, and I actually met Duran there at that show as well.
This
And
got your pretty first venture to that convention.
yeah, and I mean, my experience was just meeting the G1 actors. Like Dan Gilvezane was there that year, and I mean, it was just so amazing just meeting these people in person that you've seen online, or the actors and all that, and then just the positive energy. I mean, that's why I keep coming back. To TFCon and TF Expo both is that just meeting these people in person that you talk to online.
Sarge. You know what I'm saying? You ever see Beverly Hills Cop?
Sarge.
I know of it.
Sarge.
My first one was 2014, the one they did here, TFCon, and that was like just a surreal moment going into the
You
dealer
were
room.
still a boy at the time, weren't
Was.
you?
You weren't even a man.
A young boy, a fresh boy.
Untouched by
and
hentai
that was the
tentacles.
year that they did in the dungeon. Like, you could like reach up and touch
Oh,
the ceiling
yeah.
in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That
was
was a very claustrophobic one.
And it was kind
Yeah.
of dark in there too.
It really it was.
It had a really weird feeling.
It felt like a dungeon, but
It was.
it was just cool
I remember
meeting
James
people, and then
t-shirts.
like there's people that came up to me
Right.
that recognized me, and I'm like just it was kind of cool but weird at the same time that they recognized me through the little picture online. But yeah, and I've been to. I try to go to at least one a year since then.
Well, now there's only one since
No, there's
Rip
two.
and
There's
BotCon.
PFCon.
Boo.
And then there's TFX.
And then there's
Uh,
July in Toronto. June or July in Toronto.
But there's other shows. There's
Yeah,
San
there's
Diego Comic Con.
TFXpo.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
FX in Florida. There's all sorts of shows.
Yeah, they're
That's the
options.
place I gotta hit up next is a Comic Con.
I'm gonna go to that one
I
next year.
heard
No thanks.
No, it's just
somebody was
crazy.
telling me today.
Oh, I don't know, just
maybe-
too much for me.
Maybe
Too
you know
much.
HasCon? I don't know. Is HasCon still going on?
In 2019.
Yeah, it's
I
every
heard
year.
that somebody was casting doubt on that today, but I don't quote me on that. So
We'll see.
I'll
I
say
know
that's a rumor.
the person who was in charge of HasCon unfortunately was let go because of the layoffs
What? No
last
way.
week.
Oh.
So,
So, yeah, it could be up in the air, but I don't know. It's too premature.
We'll see what happens.
Just hire me.
What about Christian? What was
What,
your
you chip?
first?
Oh yeah, he's
Christian.
Oh, he's chip.
Yeah, my first con was BotCon 05, and my main takeaway was that I was not alone. There was way more people into Transformers than I ever
Stole
thought.
my thunder.
How old were
Just
you?
as weird as you.
13.
Wow.
Just a boy.
He was
I
still.
was,
I
I
got
was a boy.
so drunk at that show. Oh my god.
I was just a lad. That was half my lifetime ago,
So
actually.
you were two.
How big was your beard?
It did not exist then.
What?
I was a boy. It wasn't a thing.
And it was before you were using Revlon products on your.
That's true.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Megatron.
So, Robert, have we done you yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
What's your favorite? Your first show, biggest
My
takeaway?
very first show was OTFCC 05. It was the last one.
Before, bro.
Yeah. Huh? Was it 04?
Yeah, because BotCon was 05.
It was
That is right. That is
03,
right.
04.
My bad.
Right.
Wait, 05
So it was
was
04, just down the street. I think it was Donald E. Stevens Center.
Just the Hyatt, yeah.
Was yeah. And the thing I took away, and like Christian said, I just seen people online, and I really didn't associate usernames with actual people, and to actually be in an elevator, and that's whenever everybody was, well, I'm Weird Wolf, it was different to put a name with a face. It's even more different now with social media, because of Facebook you're starting to learn people's real names, and you get to know people even more personally now.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
It's still weird to me that we
Unfortunately.
call like there's some people, oh, that's Skullface, oh, that's Weird Wolf, that's not their real names. That's still weird to me. It's their online persona, but it's not.
It doesn't bother me. Like, if people call me Brewman, that's fine. Like, it doesn't.
It's like Rick responds to dickhead,
That goes back in 2009. I don't know if any iPhone users back then. There was this game called World War on your iPhone, and we used Palringo to communicate. Everyone had just names. Mine was JT Boran. There's others. I actually became friends with these people through this game, and flew down to Boston to meet them. Meet their family, met a girl down there, met another family, like all these people, and they're all just regular people playing a game, and you never seen their face ever until I flew down and visited.
I like to play EverQuest, old MMO. If you don't know what it is, it's the precursor to World of
Oh,
Warcraft.
I remember EverQuest, yeah.
Yeah, and I've had a couple of my guildmates in EverQuest that are coming through town for some reason. They're going cross country, and I'm like, dude, you're close enough, and they come by, spend the night, or just hang out for an hour, grab lunch or whatever. It's always cool to meet them in person. So to me, it's they call me Brewman all the time on voice chat. I'm used to it. When usually we're in person, we do use real names at that point, but it doesn't worry me or bother me anyway. What does it matter?
Beyond that, though, before OTFCC and attending a Transformers convention, I was more of a closet collector. I wasn't ashamed to tell people that I was a collector, but I really, whenever I would go out in stores, I still had that weird feeling, you know.
Receipt, please.
But
I'm buying this for my nephew.
You
no, I didn't. I never lied. I never was that person. I never lied who I was buying it for if somebody asked me. But I would always feel strange whenever I was in the toy aisle because I felt alone. But once I went to a convention, I came back. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people out there that think the way I do. They like the same things I do. I don't feel as weird anymore.
So like at Toys R Us, when they ask you, would you like a gift receipt with that? I say, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's lives is different. We all have our certain amount of time that we can take off from work, unless you're a stay-at-home mom like me. Some of us, this is the only time off they have that year. So
Like
it is kind of like telling that every year us and 5,000 friends all go on vacation together to the same place.
At the same time and the only time they can.
When's the last time you had that many like people in a family reunion go to anything?
And just like a family reunion, not everybody gets along.
Right.
But
people get drunk.
you even meet
other
new
people asking
too.
for
Yeah,
money.
you meet new people, you see
meet
old
a lot of
friends, you
new
make
people.
those new memories, and you can repeat that next year and the year after that. That's
Well, and it's like today was the very first day I ever met you in person.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you at cons. I've might even
Well,
spoke to
you were in the closet for
I was-
way too long.
I just hid. I didn't talk to anybody. I was
Yeah.
afraid.
Yeah.
I was afraid to speak to anyone. I would be at a place and
But we've talked online for a while, and you've been a part of this podcast for several months now, and to actually see you in person now, it's really cool.
I think we're sharing a bed tonight.
No, that's Will Kenny. I'm
Okay.
with Will Kenny tonight. But just meeting people that you've only known online, meeting people that you've never met, and because you have something common that you can talk about, you can relate to them.
It's an automatic
very quickly.
icebreaker. It's an automatic icebreaker, and you get familiar quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think kind of, I haven't been going to it as long as some people, but I've been going longer than some others. But it's to the point now where, started small, didn't really know anybody, just room with a random person, just to keep costs down or whatever. Then you meet more, and your family grows. You're a big Katamari of rolling people. But now, some people have fallen off, and they no longer come to shows because they're not into the hobby as much anymore.
They get married and they have kids.
Yeah.
But you know what? My wife and kids are back home.
Well, so
in
are mine.
Massachusetts.
So are mine. This is always. I had interviews, and I'd be like, just so you know, I know I'm starting. If this went well, I'd be starting in 2 weeks or whatever. I was like, but 6 weeks out, I'm taking a week off for BotCon, and just in the interview, I'm telling you this now. I won't have the PTO accrued, but I'm going on a vacation. So if that's a problem, then sorry it didn't work out. You know what I mean? But I made it a priority to me. But there's some people that they don't have that flexibility, and I get that. But I kind of think of them as the fallen friends that I don't get to see anymore.
Yeah,
I
I
can't make it
kind
out.
of fell off for a while, and I thought, maybe I want to bring Casey, my 7-year-old, with me. But I thought, let me just come this year, and then if it goes well, I'll bring her next year.
No, fuck that. I will not bring my kids to this.
I
I'm not
love-
interested in that shit.
I
at
love
all.
sharing this
brought
with
mine
my
last
daughters. I love sharing this with my daughters. I can't tell you how happy I was to go to Walmart and be able to get a Starscream and a Hot Rod and open that with them and have them play with it and have them put it on their shelves and tell them, don't sticker it.
My 8-year-old, she loves Headmasters. That's her favorite thing. She loves to get them down. She likes to take trips to con and have her eat them.
7-year-old loves that too. She
Yeah.
asked me, does the head come off this one?
If I get a new Transformer, she's just like, is it a Headmaster? I'm like, and if I say no, she's just like, whatever. She doesn't care. But I still wouldn't bring her.
Coolest gimmick ever.
It works.
Yeah, the
It
head
works.
comes off and you can lose it. Great. Great.
Once they turn
But you
around
can
at
buy
11 or
new
12,
ones.
they'll lose interest.
You can buy new. Well, we only have this room for another 9 minutes officially. So we need to wrap up rather quickly. I want to
Wrap that shit up, B.
Well, I do want to go to the
really
listener
wanna
questions,
get
the people that are watching.
retail.
Let's answer a listener question. There's one here. Oh, Nightwing asks, does Rick cross-dress at home? So, Rick, do you cross-dress at home?
Define home. Do I cross-dress at home? No. I don't cross-dress at home.
He
Just
crosses-
because I'm a
he-
stay-at-home mom?
He cross-dresses in
No,
public.
I do all the laundry. I do all the cooking. I do dishes like 5 times a day.
Do you wear an apron?
No, but I do hang out with all the other moms, which is really cool.
That's kinda
Some of them,
Even the hot ones?
Some of them are
Yeah.
super hot.
Do you have
Yeah.
pictures?
Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, Sergio was sitting here lamenting too. He's like, eh. Yeah. Are you going to introduce your girlfriend to us this weekend?
She's coming tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah, like 3, I think.
So that way we can all.
You better
make
cherish
fun
your
of you.
time with her because after she meets your friends, she's gonna hit the ground running.
First thing I'm going to say.
She's into cosplay heavily though, isn't she?
Yeah.
Hey, are you into married guys that drive minivans? Because I drive a minivan with a TV in it. I got a PlayStation.
It worked out. Fine. I have a room full of Transformers. She has a room full of anime figures. So it's just like
It worked.
it worked.
It really worked.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah,
So-
well, she doesn't collect Transformers.
Before we close, anybody have any closing thoughts or comments about conventions or this convention in particular?
Woo, TFCon! Woo!
Yeah.
Now, we are broadcasting / recording this on Friday, which is not our normal night, and I apologize for kind of dropping this in. I did post this morning on social media that we may be doing something later this evening, and here we are. I'm glad that we're able to do this. I hope we can maybe do it again later this weekend. If not, so be it. It's really hard to do this at a convention because we're all doing our own things. Some of us have
That's what she
booths.
said.
Some of us are socializing. I know after we do this and wrap all this up, a lot of us are going down to Pequod's and having some pizza. Some of us are going somewhere else because we're dickheads and went last night. But we're going to go have some good food tonight, and that's one of the best things about these conventions. And I know we've stressed it on the podcast before. Beyond the toys, beyond the panels, and meeting the special guests, the greatest thing about the conventions and that you'll take away from them is just the camaraderie, the things that you do, not just at the con but after.
You can't put camaraderie up on your display case, Duran.
No.
You know what you can't put up there? Grandis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know what? After everyone's talking about that guy, I might have to just maybe throw some money down and buy it. I'm thinking about it.
By what?
Grandiose.
Good luck finding another one out there.
I think
There's
that's
2 there. I saw 2 parked over there.
Might
Is that
might be a
this-
dag base. I don't know.
that's the only Grandis I've seen this so far.
And
No,
he
well,
didn't-
not that. I'm talking about some totally different.
Like, he didn't even have that out.
Yeah,
he had a bunch of
no,
other
yeah.
awesome stuff out, and he's like, "Well, what are you looking for?" And I was like, "Well, Grandis." And he's like, "One
Right
minute."
here.
And he's like, "Let me get these guard cities out of the way,"
Seriously, like there was a blue box, a black shadow, and a couple of guard cities. Like, nope. Here we go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Did he buy out Chuck Liu?
That's what it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Transformerland. Matt Camerata. He's operating out of Florida, and he's been in business forever.
Yeah. Arthur has some really cool stuff too, as well at his booth. A bunch of old stuff.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up here tonight. I want to thank everybody who joined in live. A lot of people. I know there's several people that's came by the window here and waved at us, and thank you for stopping by. If you're at TFCon this weekend, please stop by each of our booths and say hi. Tell us you love us, hate us, flip us off,
Shake
whatever
my
you want to do.
Buy shit.
Yeah, buy shit. I know Capture Prey has got a lot of deep discount items out.
Oh my god! Like over 50% off.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
some of it 70%
So, a
off.
lot of it's
Let
old
it go right
stuff, but they
Yeah.
Still
got
great.
Yeah,
Still great
still
stuff.
great.
I was
sales.
hoping price it. It's ridiculous that it's like I'm not hyping it. That's
Yeah.
like
Plus, there's going to be some giveaways, some raffles. So if you buy something other, you should be able to get a ticket. I don't know how Orson's going to be doing it,
$25 each.
but there'll be tickets given out in the drawing on
guys
Sunday.
like 60 each or
So
something.
stop by the Capture Prey booth and say hi to us and buy something, of course.
I need more shit.
And if you're not at TFCon, we're sad you're not here. And as always, go up there to the top of the screen there and join our Patreon at patreon.com/TFYLP. Help us keep going each and every month and help us upgrade equipment like this damn laptop that didn't boot very fast.
Thanks, Tony, for joining us.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm terrible with names.
John, yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. And it's always good to see everybody. It's great to have everybody around one table and everything.
This was a lot of fun.
Really, really fun. We'll see you next time on TFYLP. Good night, everybody.
Woo! Bye. I hope the quality was decent.